Okay.
I
don't know.
I don't know what I'm doing right.
So we don't
wrong. Yeah.
Or should we? Here, I'll scoot in, and then we don't have to. You don't have to. You maybe don't. We could put it.
I know. I probably should have thought about exactly where this was gonna go, but
wait. We can put it on like the box. Can we put it on the popcorn?
I'm eating the popcorn, so
can we use the shitty beer? We'll use the shitty beer as a backstop.
All right. Hi guys. Okay, so we're trying to figure this out, and I'm trying to prop this up so that both of us are in the shot here. But I'm actually for the first time on Blackfeather Farm, walking around with Kit and seeing all of the chickens and donkeys, and I've been petting every animal that's been on this property.
All of the animals. And me.
We took a ride out on the Kidderpillar, and some of you guys are going to know what that is. It's basically Kit's a golf cart. Yeah, some of you guys recognize it.
One of my fabulous bearded ex-boyfriends gifted me a golf cart that has cowhide covered seats.
And so we went riding around out on that, and we wound up seeing like a bunch of deer running around in the soybean fields, and oof.
Yeah, the fucking bugs are going to be like
bugs are everywhere.
The stars of this thing.
Okay, so then we went out, and there was like a cute little quail. Was it a quail?
It was a pheasant.
Pheasant, thank you.
At first she said it was a duck, which is appropriate because it is ugly duckling. And she kept going, the ducklings. And I'm like, it's so weird because that's not a duck. What is that?
Yeah.
It was a pheasant with pheasant babies, which I've never even seen before. And I live in the middle of the country. So.
They were so cute. They're definitely, hey, Anne-Marie, how you doing? We're actually hanging out together. This is so weird this time. Okay, yeah, so it's been really fun so far. I mean, we actually really haven't been doing anything really eventful except for just hanging out and talking because as many of you guys know, we have not actually met in person. In the 5 years that we've been friends, I started my blog, 5.5 years ago? You started yours when?
2003.
2003. So we've both been blogging for a very, very long time, and I've met many wonderful bloggers, including people like Anne-Marie. But yet she and I have never met. So it's actually kind of weird because we text each other all the time. We talk about lots and lots and lots of friend stuff, such as, boys.
Beards. Lots of boys with beards.
Yeah, lots of boys with beards. That's true. And, we should just call it we should just name it bees of something, like boys, beards, beer, various other things like that. But, alliteration's fun. So I thought that it would be fun for us to kind of maybe do Q&A, but it depends on how many people are on here or anything like that, because we're just basically
Do you know
saying
how many
hi.
people are on?
Right now it says that 10 people are on.
I don't know anything about this, just so you guys know.
Yeah, she knows nothing about it.
That's not it.
I'm actually trying to teach her.
Instagram.
Okay, what are you drinking tonight?
Oh, here. I'm drinking a Bell's. But I'll also share with you guys, someone, not to be named, might have tried this beer, which is, wait, this is the stupidest thing you've ever heard. Wheat beer with coffee added. Cuckoo wheat. This is the most disgusting thing a human could ever put into their mouth, beer related.
It's awful.
I mean, just...
It's somehow sour, but supposed to be a wheat beer.
We're using it as
coffee.
the stand for the camera. That's how we feel about what this beer should be used for. It is currently our tripod on a box of Melba toast.
I mean, that would be how we would do this, right? Like, we would actually be using a beer for a tripod.
I don't know why we don't have real equipment here.
So anyway, one of the things I want to point out to you guys is that we're currently snacking on this thing called Squirrel Mix. It's basically just, it's amazing. It's from Chicago, and it's just caramel corn, but it's got like lots of nuts of stuff in it. Normally I don't like butter toffee stuff, but this one is actually super salty, and that's why I like it. But it's just amazing.
It's really good.
So mostly what we're doing is we're sitting out here on Kit's pergola, talking and talking. Beer sampling, eating a Squirrel Mix, can definitely get behind that.
Yeah,
absolutely. How you doing, Old Town Home? Who's on here actually? Which one of you? Do you know Old Town Home?
I do, and I'm like, I've been following the drama with the with all of your utilities going out, because that was like
oh, hey Alex,
that was the thing that happened to me in my first house, and I've had so much empathy. Also love the shiplap that you guys are doing.
Oh wonderful. Hey Emily.
Yay. I know, it's been so bad. I appreciate all the things you do when you don't have plumbing working in a house, because I didn't have plumbing here on the farm for in the middle of February for like a month. And I got real used to country life. That's what I'm going to say about that.
Buckets for everything.
Amen.
Okay. See, I'm a city girl. I don't know anything about that.
Sarah's like, no, F that.
No,
we have working plumbing now.
I need running water, at least a little bit. But so far we've just been really goofy and just hanging out. So it's been a lot of fun. We're actually currently sitting right at, you can probably see it behind me, the Kit's new pergola. That's really awesome.
The thing we're showing, though,
we need suggestions on what she should probably grow.
Ladder.
I know. Yeah, the whole focus is the ladder. We need suggestions on what she should probably grow, because we've been considering stuff like, my suggestion is hops, because I think hops would grow great. And it smells wonderful, and it looks gorgeous when it's all nice and green.
You make beer out of it.
I know. Yeah.
Someone on DIY Diva suggested kiwi fruit vines, which you can grow in Michigan, which I thought you had to be in some tropical location, but not true. Yeah, you can just set that right there.
I'm going to try and do that.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
It takes like 2 or 3 years till you get a kiwi fruit on it, but I don't even care. Just to have a kiwi fruit growing here would be awesome. What was the other suggestion? We had wisteria. Suggestion?
Wisteria was a suggestion. I think that would look beautiful.
You can't grow awesome grapes in Michigan. I mean, I don't want to say that because there's like wineries and things here, but I feel like medium on grapes in Michigan.
I'm just picking out. I don't freaking care. Friend of mine is blueberry crop. Blueberries. Okay.
Can you grow? But they grow low, I think. Do they grow up high? I don't have blueberries. I have like raspberries out here, but I feel like maybe they don't.
They'll grow up and over?
They might.
Yeah, that was my question too, Emily. Like, do they grow up and over like they would here? Alex, did you catch that?
She just moved the popcorn out of my reach.
Well, I keep reaching across it. Like, here's my arm right in front of the camera.
It was the saddest thing that's happened to me today.
Bushes, but bigger.
Okay. Mine are bushes. Raspberries are the same.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
See,
no, I don't know what grows in Houston.
Yeah.
Well, I will say this though. I
live in Georgia, so I don't know the weather here that much either.
Friend in San Antonio who gets 2 tomato crops. You guys get down
hops would
south?
grow really fast.
That is fucking crazy.
They'd be probably kind of a pain in the butt to maintain if they grew really well, right?
Anything edible. I'm with you on that. Can I grow this caramel corn? Do you think I can grow this one? No?
Yeah, right. They're so good. This stuff is, I swear, this stuff is really, really good.
There's nothing like videos of just eating shit. I'm sorry. Can we just eat shit and drink beer on camera? Hold on, I'm going to check and see. I don't Periscope, so I don't know what this is all about, but I asked people if they had questions on, like, Instagram.
Okay.
No, nobody cares.
Yeah,
wait a minute. I mean, maybe people care and I don't know how to use my phone.
I actually think that, to be honest, what they're looking for is they're looking for us both to, like, do a Periscope completely wasted or something. Right? I'm going to guess.
No, it's still early. There were some words.
I mean, like, I guess we talk enough about beer and stuff that that's pretty much the expectation. Beer and power tools. Or let some local brewer groom them for their beer.
Yeah. I
Absolutely.
agree with that. There's actually, I was telling Sarah, there are at least 2 hops farms in the area up here where you drive by and they have like 20-foot poles stuck in the ground with the wires and the hops vines growing up them. It's pretty crazy and awesome. But Ann Arbor is known, I don't know if you guys are from around here, but it's known for their like microbreweries, and like I have tons of friends that are home brewers. So.
Okay. Are you working on any projects together? Yes. We have
a mission.
I am determined that we are going to get something finished while I'm here.
Like,
I'm not
she
sure
walked
what it is
through
yet.
the house and she was like, can we just pick one of these things and finish it? We could cut the tile for the bathroom, which I am not actually opposed to that. That would be awesome.
Yeah,
if we could just
I'm saying let's finish the bathroom.
But I stuck Sarah in the spare bedroom, which I did paint.
Yeah, it looks great. I mean, it's sweet. It's, the cat was not happy about me being in it. She was kind of territorial.
I have a bed coming tomorrow for that room.
Yeah.
And and I have a bed coming tomorrow, and then I have a picture that we were going to hang in there that maybe we need to use do some other things to help. So maybe I'm going to use some of Sarah's design knowledge. I don't possess any of that. I can build anything, but damned if I know how to put a room together to save my life.
All right, so I'm possibly going to maybe try and help.
I think we're going to like, maybe there'll be a little better for that, but we could finish something else in the house too. I mean, we could hang some cabinets.
Yeah.
What do you guys? What would you like us to do?
Sure. Yeah, we can do that. I definitely think that we should finish the bathroom tile. I mean, it looks like we could probably knock that out. I mean, I think that
fucking long. I just need someone to I need someone to be there and like to stop my ADD.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Exactly what I
Maybe we'll do that, guys. I could be taking baths. I don't know. You're probably all Sarah's followers, so you don't know that my thing is I haven't had a bathtub. I love nothing more in the winter. Michigan winters. That's no fun.
No, you don't understand. The power tools come, I mean, the beer comes with the power tools. That's
It does.
Right?
It's a fucking tile saw. It's not going to hurt you. Probably. So all I'm saying is I haven't had a bathroom in this. I don't know. Let me rephrase that. I have had bathrooms in this house. I haven't had a bathtub to like soak in for 3 years, which is a sad amount of years to not have a bathtub.
And what kind of friend would I be if I left and it was still like that? Bathroom tile, it'd take like 5 hours to 3 months long thing. Yes, absolutely, Alex. I agree. Hard time with straight lines. Who told me they don't cut skin? Brittany, right? Yes.
Yeah. So
Brittany.
Here's the thing: if you took your finger on a tile saw and you pushed it into it, it would cut your finger.
Yeah.
But if you just bump it against your finger, you're gonna skin yourself a little. It's like hitting a sander. It's not gonna mutilate you the way that a miter saw would. I'm not suggesting you do it shit-faced. I'm just saying you have to do a lot of work to really fuck that up. With a miter saw, it's like, okay, well, you could just fuck that up if you're having a bad day.
Yeah,
I still maintain that you should use big power tools whenever possible, with or without alcohol. I don't know if you can put a disclaimer on this.
We have to put a disclaimer on all of this. Going, we may do it.
Big kid decisions. Make your own decisions.
Yes, be smart. Be smart.
This is all true. I've shown people you can't.
Exactly. Yeah, just I
agree.
You can demonstrate it once. I mean, like it's scary because I mean, like it's a blade whirring at you, and I mean, you know, as my dad really likes to do, he likes to take actually the splash guard off, and then I get soaked in the process, so that's really fun. He laughs and laughs every time it happens. It's awesome.
Can I tell you what? This is the thing my dad said to me when I was speaking of dads and power tools. Prior to him actually trusting me to be a person who can use power tools, him and my grandpa would always say, you're going to lose a finger at this. And at one point he got so irritated because I was doing something. He said, you're going to lose a finger at this and you're not even married yet. I don't even know what that means. Like, potentially, not having a finger is going to make me more or less marriageable, apparently, which clearly hasn't had an impact one way or another. Also that I would give a shit. That was my dad's advice to me. Huh. He doesn't have Periscope, so I can't. This goes away after a while, right?
It goes away after 24 hours. Yeah.
Don't anybody tell my dad I said that.
Tile saw to cut top off of the beer bottles to make drinking glasses. Pretty good suggestion.
We could try that.
Yeah.
I think that we would actually wear safety gear for that.
I definitely would. Splintered glass and stuff like that.
I feel like it could go flying.
Mm-hmm. That would probably be. I mean, has anybody ever tried that bottle trick, like that I've seen on Facebook? Like the thing where you like the hot string. Does it work?
That works. I think that's bullshit. Who tried it?
Alex,
Did it work for you?
Alex tried it. Did it work?
We can't tell if that yep was... yeah, not really.
That's what
we didn't think it did. I thought it was bullshit.
Pete's here now, too. Can't sign on himself without 2 live feeds killing your Wi-Fi. Oh, sorry, guys. Wet saw is way better.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I agree. Or like a cutter, like where you just cut a little bit at a time, like a glass cutter. Does that work? I haven't tried it that much. I've drilled holes in glass, but I don't...
Yeah, I'm not really
I don't know.
We've got like cheese and stuff out here too.
And literally 1,000 bugs.
Yeah, they're loving it. But, oh, hey, Dad and Blog. How's it going? Hey, Pete.
Pete just currently killed the Wi-Fi. That's what we saw it happen.
Yeah. Emily just
We're watching it happen currently live from literally the ugliest spot we could be filming things under the pergola with this thing that I literally just haven't put away. That's the only reason that it's there.
Yeah, I mean that's a perfect backdrop for the two of us. You know,
we have 2 pretty lights and then this and then
no, I mean like this entire week. I mean I'm gonna be here until Friday, so basically we're gonna try and pick out a couple of different projects. I mean some decorative, some probably just you know,
We're gonna
helping
spray
Kit get some shit
paint
done.
some
Hopefully,
shit like bloggers do.
ooh, yeah,
I have a
let's
thing
do
or
the
two to
blog
spray
thing.
paint.
Let's spray paint stuff.
IKEA hack.
Hey, I've done some.
I have done some too. Here's what I did. 2 years ago I bought IKEA dressers and I hacked their that's a funny trick question.
How long did you think it would take versus how long it actually is? It's funny how quickly you think that you're going to get something. I mean, and that applies to any project though, don't you think? Like any project you do. I mean, like for me, I mean, I'm going on 3 years now with my kitchen.
You're like, this will take me 2 weekends. I said, actually...
I mean, like, each individual project does not take that long. But, I mean, like, when you break it down and you just start working on other things and you just skip from one thing to another, I mean, that's just the way that it is for me. I mean, I get bored really quickly with a particular project. So, in order to keep my momentum going...
Your energy, you bounce from one to the next. I do that, too.
Emily, yes.
I did...
But we're compulsive project starters. We can't help ourselves.
So I said I was gonna, for that bathroom, this is my spare bathroom upstairs. So I tore out my master bathroom, thought I was gonna put it in 2 years ago. Sarah just saw it. It's literally a hole. It's not just a hole she thought it might be the master bedroom. It's that torn out of the house right now. And I was like, there's no way I'm gonna be able to put that back together. So last October, I was like, I saw a
peek of like a little bit of light and I was like, is there another room?
It's just a hole in the wall. That's where the bats get in. And then I decided I was going to do a quick remodel on the bathroom.
Yeah, quick. That's always quick.
So I was just going to swap out the old gross tub for a new tub, which then turned into moving a wall, figured out all the subfloor was destroyed, retiling the bathroom because they didn't have good options for the thing. So that was last October and it's still not done yet. That answers that question. I'm hoping maybe I'll get it done before the end of this October. Or December. We might finish it this week.
I don't know. We'll finish something. I mean, my goal is to at least finish, try and help her finish, or get
if
close
we
to
finish the tiles around,
that'd be
just
awesome.
that would be awesome. It's not going to be super interesting to look at unless you just want to see me and Sarah crammed in a tub.
That would actually be
fully clothed. Drunk. Only me. I'll be the only one drinking.
Yeah. So the tub surround would be good. I would really like.
We could do the floor too. I want to chevron the floor. That seems fancy as shit, but I don't know if we can knock that out in a.
I mean, if we got nothing else to do, I mean, we'll wake up and just do that.
We're gonna wake up and start drinking beer.
Breakfast, coffee. Breakfast, coffee, tiling.
Mm-hmm.
And then, there's some decorative projects that I kind of have kicking around in my head that would be good. 4-month master bath project almost done after 5 years.
I kept reading about that, how it still wasn't done. And then you guys bought the house and you're like, our bathroom still isn't done. We can all relate. And we just get so used to, I think, living in the midst of the projects that it doesn't faze us anymore. Like, yeah. I didn't even care that Sarah was coming over. I'm like, literally half the house is torn up right now.
And I mean, like,
she gets it.
And it doesn't faze me either. I walk in, I'm like, oh, wow, your house is actually much more put together than mine. But one of the things that I actually heard was some pretty good advice once was from a random coworker. And she told me that the very first thing that you should always do when you buy a new house is work as hard as you can that first year. Especially for non-bloggers.
Before you get tired.
Because basically that first year is the first year you're going to have all the momentum and excitement about this new thing that you're working really hard on. And so you can actually get so much more done in that very first year than you can at any other point when you're working on projects. Because you start to get used to things and you start to get settled in and you start to get comfortable with it not being exactly the way that you want. I mean, when you first move in, you know that those ideas are rapid fire, like just coming at you. And you just think, okay, I want to do all of these things. So you can actually, I mean, sometimes people will tell you to wait a little bit and to start, I know they're kind of wet now.
They're so good. They're like sticky, but it's all right.
The humidity has now made the popcorn sticky and it's still some.
Okay, they're so good.
They're still awesome. But you know, some people will actually tell you to wait a little bit because you'll live in the house, and, you know, for some of the bigger projects, you kind of might need to know where things should go, how you wind up planning on using the house, all that kind of stuff.
I actually agree with that. Like, you should live in it a little bit before you.
I do, but I mean, like,
changes.
for some of that stuff, I mean, like, I don't think that I would be anywhere close to where I am now if I hadn't had just
started it.
Yeah. Just started building that momentum right away that first year. And it wasn't necessarily projects that I'm still happy with the ones that I did then. One project that I know that I'm going to have to definitely go back and do over again is my master closet.
What did you do to it?
Well, when I first moved in, it was just basically like 3 poles and a shelf with press-on fingernails on it. I'm sure that many of you have heard the press-on fingernail story as many times as I'm willing to tell it, which is all the time. So I found like this discount sale of old closet material going on at Lowe's, and there was enough of it that it would actually fill out my entire closet. So I got like 75% off of this whole closet system, and it was really great because it took no time at all to put it all in. And now I realize exactly why it was 75% off, because it's falling apart and it's terrible. And I mean, knowing what I know now, I mean, I started that with the idea of, you know, not having a lot of building skills and all that kind of stuff, like as many of us do. And so that kind of got put together with, like, you know, a screwdriver, and it got put into the closet without much effort. Now I want to build something custom that's much more suited to how I plan to use the house, much more suited to how somebody would regularly use it. How long ago did you buy your house? Right before you started the blog? Yeah, I actually started my blog I bought my house December, like New Year's of 2010. So like I closed December 29th, 30th of 2009. And then the following April, and actually April Fool's Day of 2010 is when I started my blog.
Which is a big joke. It's
I know.
All a lie.
I'm pranking everybody, and I've been doing it for 5.5 years.
Not even real.
Really
Shouldn't even own that house. April Fools! 5 years later. Just kidding.
I've been totally pranking everybody. I actually live in Washington.
She's married with 3 kids.
Yeah, I'm a black guy. I'm totally pranking everybody.
I'm actually a black guy.
Inappropriate jokes. Sorry. Okay, so it's been about 5.5 years now that I've been working on my house, and I mean, I made a lot of progress that first year because I was living there with somebody else who I could basically nag and help me do projects and be a second hand.
Boys, you're so useful.
He put in the floors, which is great. I mean, that was what he contributed to our relationship before he moved out.
We enjoy him for that.
I very much appreciate that he did that. And then after that, I didn't intend on doing, the house basically by myself. It wasn't really like in the plan, but once it actually all kind of went down, I was like, okay, this is cool. Like, I'm fine with the way that this is all working out. I'll teach myself how to do it, and I'm fairly confident that I'll figure it out as I go. And I've seen plenty of other bloggers, and there's tons of YouTube videos out there, and I've got, a dad who lives 45 minutes away, and he's got lots and lots of power tools. And about 2 years ago, I guess the dynamic started changing where Dad started borrowing my power tools. Like,
my God, isn't that the best thing ever? That happened to me too. My dad borrowed my tile saw, and I was like, what just happened in life? It was like a total role reversal. That's when I felt like I was a real adult.
Yeah.
Dad started borrowing my tools. Okay, let me ask you this question. Did you have... This isn't my FAQ, but I will. Wait a minute. We'll listen to you.
What stuff still intimidates you? Okay, for me, plumbing still intimidates me a lot.
Also,
I would love to learn to weld, too. What?
The second one was, I feel like I made more progress before I had to dude. Amen to that. Because he didn't have... Yeah. She said, I feel like I made more progress before I had a dude involved. I agree. I agree.
Because you had to wind up compromising and coming up with alternatives other than just what you wanted.
And they're distracting, especially if they're pretty. Just saying.
Yeah. Pretty men are very distracting. We've been talking about that.
Wait, here's my question for you though. When you had, I think this goes to the question about, did you have, I know when I've lived with 2 guys in 2 different houses, there were like design issues, but then it was like a major point of it was like a ton of effort to compromise with guys on
handy. On
on shit inside the house, which I find now I just make my decisions. I do whatever the hell I want, and that's so much easier. So did you find, or was
I don't know.
Scott not like a big...
I guess I kind of have, I guess I have kind of mixed feelings about some of that, because, I mean, being that, you know, I work on a lot of stuff by myself, I definitely think that, you know, there's definitely many times where I'm like, God, it would be so nice just to have a helping hand. And that doesn't necessarily mean like, God, I really wish I was living with somebody right now, because I really like the fact that I don't have to. But, you know, sometimes it would be really, really nice just to have that, or have somebody give me their opinion. Because sometimes I wind up kind of getting frozen in a decision where I'm looking at something and I'm staring at it for a really long time, and both options are pretty fine.
So, like, you need a tiebreaker
and
for that.
I need a tiebreaker. And so I can create blog posts and I can ask readers, and they'll be a good substitute for all of that, because I'll get more opinions than that. But sometimes that actually winds up backfiring, because you know how difficult it is when somebody doesn't have the same opinion as you, and then they give you lots of more suggestions, and now you're even more confused about which way to go. So so sometimes that's kind of problematic. Very fine line between useful and useless. Oh, Alex. I mean, you said it, not us. Yeah, veto power is real. But, you know, sometimes that could be really, that can be a good challenge, too. I mean, you know, it's, sometimes it can be kind of nice, because I was actually really surprised when my dad walked into my dining room, and it's bright blue, and my dad does not like color. And he walked in, and he was like, this is really nice. And I mean, like, my dad doesn't give compliments like that. And so when he just goes, I like it, I was shocked. I mean, it was really surprising, because I mean, like, I did it just because I wanted to. It was for me. But I was really really pleased that, you know, other people liked it. So sometimes that kind of feedback can be good. But I mean, I'm definitely on one side of it. I mean, I don't ever have to ask somebody for their opinion. So I guess I get kind of spoiled in that regard, that, you know, if somebody else has an opinion, I can easily ignore it. They don't have to live there. So, I
lived with a guy who was a little OCD, and he had to, the candles had to be symmetrical on the mantle, literally symmetrical, like, and the same size. And it was like, and I was also anything, and I was like 22 or 23 at the time, and I didn't have what I would call the emotional maturity to handle it. And I was like, everything has to be in fucking rows. I can't handle it. And it was like it was no good. The design. Now I'm like, God, I don't even care, as long as there's not sawdust all over everything. I'm good.
I mostly just care whether or not there's dust of some kind in my food. Then I mean, everything else is secondary.
Yeah, this is no good. Symmetrical candles were almost the death of us.
Oh. This would actually be kind of fun. What were some of the dumbest fights you've gotten into a fight over, like with your significant other? That's a good question for you, Emily and Pete, stuff? And that's a good question for you too, Alex. Yeah,
this is very personal.
I think it's fun.
Mine was the candles. I already told it.
What about the one? Wait, what was the one that you had about shims? I remember reading.
I almost killed my ex-boyfriend with a shim once. Sealing the driveway. You survived.
Congratulations.
Here's the thing.
The most recent fight is always the worst. Right?
Here's the thing about the shimming a door is misery. I don't know. That's like a circle of hell right there. And the most amazing part about it is that you're on either sides of the door when you're doing this. And I got a compliment when you did.
Nice job.
And so you can't get to each other until the door is appropriately shimmed. So it was like, I have to work with you on this. I have to work together with you on this so that I can open the door and fucking kill you afterwards. It is like the biggest pain in the ass ever. That was it. I think I wrote a post, 10 ways not to kill your significant other with a shim. Because if I could have reached that motherfucker through that door, I'm sorry.
I got into a huge fight about a door too. I mean,
shimming doors is misery.
Is doors like a trigger for us? Wait, did Emily ask something?
Mm-mm.
Okay. No,
she just got a compliment, which I think she should.
I think that's good.
She's awesome.
Yeah. I think that one of my bigger fights. Well, I mean, like it was mostly just because I was really pissed. I got home from work. I had to pee. The dog was on the inside, and he'd been out, and he'd been like home all day, so I knew he had to pee. So basically, like two people who were really, really kind of like doing that funny dance, and all the doors are locked. Every single door is locked.
What do you mean, inside?
I mean...
To get into the house?
I come home, and like, the deadbolt is deadbolted. Somehow, my ex had locked me out of my house, deadbolted the door behind him.
Was he inside?
What I eventually found out is that he had left through the garage and slammed the door for the garage shut, and when that happens, it like sends like a lock, an automatic lock. And I mean,
so
like I lock up my house like Fort Knox, so like,
that's a major problem for me.
I was pissed.
If I own a house and I have to pee outside, bad things are happening. And I don't live in the middle of a city in Atlanta, for Christ's sakes.
I mean, like, I was so angry. Finish something. Wendy looks at it and says, so is it going to stay like that?
That's classic. It needs to be on a t-shirt.
I can imagine Wendy saying that. I can easily imagine her saying that. And that's like probably, and she probably does it in a sweet tone of voice, like, oh, honey.
So is that it?
Do we have to keep it that way? But yeah, no, so I was livid. I actually had my neighbor help me break down the door, and I was so...
You broke down the door?
Yeah.
Would you break the inside molding? Would you kick it?
I had him fix it. I was angry enough that I had him fix it. And I mean, like, it's still...
Did we miss something?
Oh. Oh, I'm sorry, you're so simple. I think it's okay, too. Oh, poor Alex.
We all know what that tone is. It takes years to perfect that tone,
I know,
actually. I appreciate
she's
that.
Good.
You got it down.
Yeah. Have you ever met Wendy or Alex in person?
I don't think
they're awesome.
I think I would have met you guys.
Yeah, they're awesome people. They are. This is 20 years of bliss. Aw. Yeah, they're quite hilarious. So
I'm sorry I've never met you guys.
They're good. It was
I feel like I remember though when was there pictures on the water of when you met them? Did I make that up?
This was, I mean, like, we got invited up to the Lowe's thing.
I don't know
the Lowe's, can't think, hates the couch she bought, won't put tools away. Yeah, in New York City last year. Yeah, we met up with, why am I blanking?
I don't know, but I swear there's a picture of, like, 7 people on a, like, railing or something.
Oh.
Why would I remember that? I'm just making shit up, really. It's all lies.
In New York, we were doing the Lowe's,
was this the video where you did where they had to do the walnuts got casted?
Yeah,
I know what I'm talking about. On the river. Yes, it was on the river. Yeah. Thank you. I know her blog better than she does.
Yeah, that's pretty true. I mean, like, I read hers, and so I can probably reference tons of shit that she's written about, and she's going to be like, wait a minute.
I put those connections together when I see people online.
For a second, I felt like there was somebody standing behind us, and it's actually this ladder, and it's freaking me out.
It's like a person. We should put a sheet over it. We can make it a ghost. There's not a person standing behind us, but look at this.
October.
There's literally millions of bugs. What are these gnats right around us right now?
Thankfully, they've not landed in our food quite yet.
They probably have, but we don't know it.
Protein, I guess. Yeah. No, that's just crumbly cheese.
Are either of us traveling for the blogs again soon? I am not, because I'm on a farm, and the farm requires my presence. But Sarah might be. Are you traveling soon?
Let's see. The next trip, I think that for all of September, I'm actually going to be blissfully at home.
That's nice.
October. I know that I'm doing a mud run at the end of the month. That'll be fun.
Is that in Atlanta, or are you going somewhere? Like, you have to go a little?
Technically, it's like an hour outside of Atlanta.
That's nice.
But it's actually a lot of fun. I love doing them, but my legs always look like they got chewed. I think that in October I might be going camping, so that's not going to be for the blog. It's just going to be like a group of my friends. And then November, I'm actually planning on doing a blog beach trip with some fellow buildy girls who are really fun. So that's actually not like
doing that one, but I should have.
Yeah, that's.
I feel like what I was gonna do is I was gonna say I would do it, and then I would dig out at the last minute, and I thought, just don't be the asshole.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
I know. I did that before with Haven.
Yeah, we were supposed to meet a long time ago. She was actually supposed to come to Haven, and then
I'm a jerk.
She bailed at the last minute. And so
I
then I was
panicked.
disappointed.
It wasn't bailed. I fucking panicked because I just had donkeys and like chickens chasing me around and all sorts of things.
Didn't you have like a wedding and all sorts of other crazy shit go down too?
I did. Well, it was the first time I'd ever left the house for one day. And it was my cousin's wedding. And I left Saturday morning, got there, went to the wedding, got in a fight my dad and I got in a fight with the people at McDonald's at midnight, and then at 6 o'clock in the morning, I flew back home. That was how that trip went. And I have since left the farm for longer than a day, but that was like the one night I had been away from the farm, and I was like, I can't do this again without having a full-on panic attack.
Well, it sounds kind of rough. I mean, like, you have so many animals that you have to be responsible for making sure that they get cared for while you're away.
And
it's different than, like Charlie, you know, like, I can easily get her taken care of. But,
does she stay with family? Do you board her?
It depends on the trip.
Okay. I didn't know if this was, like, sensitive for people, because they care about what you do with your dog.
Sometimes I'm a little bit nervous when it comes to traveling. Like, I think that, you know, doing these social media things are always really fun, and, like, giving a sneak peek and all that kind of stuff. But sometimes I'm like, wait a minute, I still live at home, like, by myself, and I don't... Wow. I mean, like, I try to be careful about not sharing my location about certain things, but thankfully... This app actually, I mean, it does have location services, but, it does have a location feature, but... How
far do you have to be?
It actually extends.
I can't, like, I don't know if anyone knows exactly where I'm at, but I have way too many creepers that I know, that I don't want them to know if I'm here or not here, or where exactly I live.
Right.
Mostly because, you guys, I don't want to have to bury someone in the backyard, but I will if I have to. We're going to be doing archery at some point in the next 4 days, so you can see exactly what will happen if someone makes our unwanted presence onto the property.
Yeah, I mean, I've
no one will ever find you. No one will hear you scream. I live in the middle of nowhere. Don't do that. Don't be creepy.
Guys,
don't be creepy.
In case you never see me again.
Now you know. It's on the internet. They can't.
You know who did it.
Not a threat.
Not a threat, I promise.
This is why I don't do this Periscope thing. I don't trust it. I feel like you guys would know what I'm doing all the time.
It's been kind of... I mean, some of it's been creepy. I mean, like... I've actually seen, I mean, there's really not been a lot of reason for me to be, like, super creeped out by folks online. Dunkin' Donuts nearby for all that morning time.
I don't, but I have fresh eggs from the chickens. Does that count?
Yeah.
I have a coffee machine, too, that I don't ever plug in, but I'll do it if you need coffee.
I will definitely need coffee. Yeah, so, like, I'll tell stories and stuff like that sometimes about the dating. I have actually not done a dating dating, like, update.
You haven't? Not since the last one. That was hysterical.
I know, because I kind of do some of the... I've kind of been on some crazy, weird fucking dates. I mean, I haven't mentioned this yet on the blog, but there was one person who actually decided that they needed to stop by my house at, like, 3 o'clock in the morning. Like,
this is how people get buried in the backyard.
I know. I mean, like, crazy things. And I mean, like, this is not something that, like, I suddenly did. I just, like, missed until he's knocking at my door. No, my dog goes berserk. And she's freaking out. And, like, I'm like, what's happening? And then, yeah, sure enough, like, a guy I had been out on just a few dates with. I mean, I learned my lesson not to have somebody that I've been... dating
know where you live.
Like, I've learned to have a much longer period of time before I allow somebody to pick me up at my house for a date. It wound up being very creepy. I met this person and I knew them for a really long period of time, and then they're suddenly batshit crazy, and I'm like...
This is a trick where men try to be gentlemanly, and they're like, no, I want to pick you up before we go out on a date. And I'm thinking, like, I don't know the nice way to say, I don't want you to fucking know where I live, so that if I have to ditch... You can't ever find me again.
Yeah, no, I need my car. I need my car.
I need my car, and I need you to not know my address. Can we do that? Can we date like that? Is that okay? This is what being a woman is like these days.
All it takes is one creepy guy for it to be completely ruined for everybody else. Like,
or to
you
go
can
to jail
be the nicest person on the planet and mean well. Like, I want to take you out. I want to pick you up. I want to, I want to.
It's so romantic, you guys. It's such a nice thing. It's not an asshole thing to want to do.
But the thing that goes on in a woman's mind is like, wait a minute, that means that you then know where I live. Maybe I shouldn't do that.
And then when you get wasted, guess where you're going to try to show up?
Yeah, this person actually showed up at my house drunk. Like, drunk, 3 a.m., like...
Don't do that.
On my doorstep.
Nobody likes that.
I mean...
We are too old for that shit.
We don't even know each other well enough for this to be a thing where I'm even, like, trying to be responsible for you driving drunk to my house. Like, we're calling an Uber, and you're getting your butt home. Crazy dudes. People. But anyway, that's what it's like being single. But thankfully, I have lots and lots of power tools. So sometimes it's actually kind of funny to be, to respond to some of those kinds of questions. Like, oh, hey, like, can I come pick you up at your house? I'm like, You mean where I keep all my sharp, pointy power tools? No. You probably don't want to do that.
I have an axe, which is my always thing. I was like, you may be an axe murderer, but of the two of us, which one do you think owns a bigger axe?
Like,
I do. Just so you know.
I'll actually ask people, like, do you know what a mattock is? No.
I feel like this is a questionnaire.
I'm betting it can cleave a skull really well. But
this is where this goes on the dating profiles. This is like the crazy person.
I know.
This is crazy person.
Psycho, right? No.
Don't fuck with us. That's all we're saying.
I mean, girls got to know how to defend herself, I suppose.
I agree with that.
But yeah, I mean, that's also what, alarm systems and dogs and all sorts of other things are for.
Dogs are also good for that. Donkeys are not, just so if you guys were wondering, they're not. They're good. If you have treats, they will pretty much let you anywhere. They will lead you up to my house.
Sure,
how much effort are the chickens asking for a friend? You need chickens. They're so great. So this is what I'll say. On a property my size, or on a property the size of like your lake house, they're not a lot of effort because they free range. And I feed them, I keep their feeder full. So I don't even have to feed them every day. I keep the feeder and the water full. I lock them in the coop at night. I let them out in the morning. That's it. And they just mind their own chicken business, and they are hilarious. Now,
I'm now going to start using that phrase.
Mind your own chicken business. However, I have cousins in LA who got chickens because they saw me Facebooking how awesome my chickens were, and their yard is the size of a fucking postage stamp. And those chickens, like, they were going to let them...
Range.
Yeah, they were going to let them free range, and they free ranged all over the... Yeah, an acre is perfect. It's if you're in, like, if you literally have, like, a 20 by 20 backyard. I mean, chickens poop, that's part of what they do, and so they'll poop on your patio. But, like, if they have a lot of other places to go, they just go to those other places, and it's perfect. And, I mean, you can build a tiny little coop for them that they stay in. I don't think they're as happy that way, only because I know how much my chickens love, like, running up to my car and, like, everything. So... to me, they're low maintenance. They're so hilarious. If you have enough space, they're not stinky or messy. And you get fresh eggs, and it's awesome. The only thing I would say about that, and this is me because I have a soft heart, is that you should build the shit out of the rest of your house before you... I'm not one to talk. I don't have any... two of my 3 bathrooms are torn up. I shouldn't be talking shit. That's exactly right. But the only thing that happens is, like, I'm a soft heart, and now I won't eat chicken. Because I'm not gonna get hippie on you here about this, but I'm just saying. I've now seen the difference between happy chickens and unhappy chickens. And I like, there's a difference. And so when I see, like, 8 chickens crammed into a little cage, I think, I don't want to eat eggs that came from those chickens, and I don't want to eat chicken that came from those chickens. Like, free-ranging is the way to go, so it kind of makes your heart a little soft towards chickens. But otherwise, I fully recommend.
Yeah, is that one of your chickens? Because I hear something moving around.
No, it's my foot.
Oh.
Because I'm ADD. I'm not a meat eater, so I get it. Yeah, you're perfect, then. I think you should have a couple.
Oh, speaking of animals that are fun to have on your property, a friend of mine just recently video crew program watched you make the table.
Dish. Yes, I can dish a little bit more. I was telling Sarah earlier that company works with that production company. You know, there's like a million production companies. They work with HGTV. What I didn't say on my blog was HGTV had asked me to do a carpenter thing on Ellen's Design Challenge. And they gave me like 3 weeks notice, and then I had to go live in LA for a month, apparently. I don't know, they gave me 2 sentences worth of information on it, and I just politely declined, and then apparently all of HGTV went up in arms about it, and I will tell you why I did, yeah. Even to this day, they're still stunned that someone said no. And I was like, I don't know how they thought I could ever leave the farm for that amount of time, but what I loved about this production company is she looked at me and she said... they can go, HGTV can go fuck themselves. We're going to come shoot this anyway, because they were going to pay for them to come shoot this, and then they decided not to, because I decided not to go do Ellen's Design Challenge and build furniture, which I don't even want to fucking build. I will build this table, but I don't want to build, like, furniture every day for a month. So anyway, I don't know what's going to happen with it. It's the people it's Fog Edge Media, they are amazing. I love them. They're going to pitch that to people. I'm not leaving the farm for any amount of time, so I don't know that it's going to turn into anything legit, but... they were really cool people to have on the farm while I was doing work. So I think that's the scoop, probably. I have pissed off an entire network of people, apparently, who cannot imagine why I wouldn't want to leave this beautiful farm to go live in LA for a month.
I don't know. I'm still kind of navigating some of the production company stuff. I don't really have much of an opinion on it yet, except for that I'm constantly asked to do. Oh yeah, it is a beautiful table. I'm sitting right here at it. It's gorgeous, and the pergola and all this. I mean, I love those, like, these kinds of lights. These little
bistro lights. You can only see two of them right here, which just don't look very impressive, but the rest of them are.
I love them. They're very pretty. Oh, maybe I can probably turn it around. Let me see real quick. Can I do this?
This is gonna be...
Okay, there you go. Yeah. There's the hammock and...
a very long table.
Mm-hmm. Very, very long table and lights and all that kind of stuff. Isn't it pretty? It's gorgeous to me. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna put this back down again.
Okay.
Okay. I don't know. I'm doing this weird.
No, okay. We're good. We got it.
We're good. Okay. Alright. So, yeah, I mean, I've actually had...
You've done Skypes with production companies, right?
Quite a bit, yeah. Mm-hmm. And I really actually am getting quite tired of it.
There are, as far as I can tell, millions of production companies out there.
Yeah. How many of these Skype things have you done?
Okay, so I have done 2 videos, like actual demos for companies, and 2 Skypes. So of what I imagine...
I'm constantly getting asked to do them.
I won't do. So I probably get 2 or 3 requests a week. Mm-hmm. But most of the time I just flat out say no. I can't. This is too much.
What has changed your mind about the other ones?
Well, some of it is what they're pitching. So, like, what they're...
Oh, yeah. Every time that I get an email,
what the show is.
We think that you could be the next Nicole Curtis. I'm like, come up with something better. You're not going to be able to follow me around the camera. It's not going to be interesting TV.
Right.
It's just not. I mean, it's just me in my house doing that. Like, yeah, so many companies all fishing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Done 2. So, one sober where we sucked and one drunk where we were hysterical.
Yes! They have to let you be drunk.
I want to start doing it drunk now. I've done 2 of them. No, I think I've done 3. But each time it's super boring.
I did one with, that has never seen Skype, that has not seen the light of day, with a group of my friends. So they wanted me and a group of my friends. And at the time I was dating my ex, who has a bar that they make sausage, and he had brought a meat grinder over, and we were grinding our meat to make meatballs. And then some shit caught on fire in the middle of this. So it's me and 4 of my friends awkwardly sitting behind me Skyping. And then my new boyfriend set shit on fire in my kitchen over there, and I was unable to handle my shit for all of it. That one didn't go anywhere, surprisingly. I don't know why they wouldn't turn that into...
Drunk helps so much. Wendy makes a lot of cock jokes. Oh, me too!
Amen,
but I do that
Wendy.
Sober.
Amen.
But I do that sober. Like,
cock jokes are the best.
Cock jokes just, like, make themselves.
They really do.
Another joke. I don't know why I found that funny.
Oh, God. And you got to figure out, of all those production companies and all the people they're talking to, how many shows do they actually make a year? New shows. 10 or 15? I mean, it's just... And the bureaucracy is insane. So I think there's probably a lot more to... Yeah, I think there's a lot more to being able to self-publish shit that is actually meaningful to people than the stuff that's dictated by some asshole sitting in a suit in a chair somewhere. Yeah, they're real busy. On vacation for like 6 months a year. And then I have a lot of feelings about TV producers.
I haven't worked with enough of them to actually have an opinion, other than just, like, I really don't like that I'm getting approached by just, oh, well, we just want to, like, see you on camera and see what you're all about. I'm like, well, okay, but...
Like, what does that mean? I like these last people because they wanted me to build tiny houses. And I was like...
I like that concept, too.
I've build a tiny house.
I've seen an advertising for that. I mean, I don't actually watch any HGTV shows. Do you guys watch a lot of them? I mean, I don't really...
I didn't even know that Ellen had an HGTV show until this thing happened.
I thought she had, like, a design challenge show.
That's what it is.
Right?
It's the #1 show on HGTV, apparently. That's why you don't say no to it. I've learned.
Huh.
I don't have cable. Me either.
Me either. I watch Netflix. I watch stuff on Netflix.
This isn't funny. The people, those of us who actually do shit. I just almost said something. Let me rephrase that. Those of us who like, yes, I like PBS too. When they play One Man's Wilderness with Dick Proenneke, my favorite thing ever, and also any of the This Old House shows. Do you watch them on PBS? Oh yeah,
I used to watch them as a kid.
And I also would watch, what's the one with one of the cooking shows I used to watch hungover every Sunday. East Meets West? East Meets something?
I also don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. You definitely can't ask me.
Yes to PBS, but also to YouTube.
You definitely can't ask me anything about cooking shows, because I don't know shit about cooking. I mean, I can bake some things. I actually have a recipe for cookies that I plan to share soon. That are it's a family recipe.
What kind of cookies, and why aren't you cooking them while you're here?
One's Czechoslovakian cookies. It's made with sour cream, and it actually is not very sweet. I love them because they have jam in the middle, and they're really, really good. They're like, you can do thumbprint versions of them and stuff. And then there's another one that sounds gross, but it's delicious. They're called hard-boiled egg cookies. Where I know it sounds gross.
What? Is there an actual hard-boiled egg in them?
You take the yolk from the hard-boiled egg, and what it does, it like makes it like kind of more of a it's kind of more of a denser like sugar cookie, and it kind of retains a bit of the moisture.
Okay,
it's delicious. It's like this nice dense cake-like cookie. It's so good. I missed some of that. The chef's life is not great.
Yeah,
not all.
The other one was about was it Steve on the new old house?
My mom
stuff?
loves to watch The Pioneer Woman. That's something that she likes really.
I liked the Pioneer Woman, Steve Thomas. I liked the Pioneer Woman before she was a pioneer. I hate being such a fucking jerk about that. Like, I liked her before she was her. But I did follow her when she just had one blog and it didn't have all those other things, and it was like super interesting story. She's got like a whole thing going on now, but
my dad actually tried to say that he liked PBR before it was cool, and he said that
was he alive before PBR was cool?
He's like flipping out for the fake drama.
I don't know what that is. What is it like?
Is that the TV show on Bravo?
You flip houses? I'm guessing by the name. I have no idea.
Yeah.
I could also.
I don't watch a lot of reality TV anymore. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so the reality shows that I watched kind of stopped when like Rock of Love was on and like Teen Mom. I was really into those shows, but I was not really into like HGTV reality shows. My mother loves watching them. But I don't really watch a lot of those programs. I'm too busy actually.
Do you know what I would like?
Or trying actually to finish
the ones. So I will watch the ones where they build the motorcycles or the cars. Fucking nonstop. I don't even know why. I think it's because it's the thing I don't or can't do yet. And I go crazy on that. Oh, I missed something.
That. Sorry.
I go crazy on that stuff.
Feel free to ask it again if you asked a question. Yeah, I'm much more of a science geeky nerd person. I'm not really all that ashamed to admit that I'm a nerd. I like watching Doctor Who. Like, I've watched
every episode of Star Trek. Pretty much all of them.
I like Doctor Who. And in fact, just over this weekend, I was searching for a TARDIS Christmas ornament because I really wanted one. I really wanted to get one of those, and I wound up finding, like, a screwdriver one. And definitely watch Mr. Robot on USA. Okay. All right. Is it a brand new program? Because if it is, then I might be able to catch it on Hulu Plus. But, I mean, I don't really have cable, so I can't really watch it. Unless it's on, like, Hulu Plus or Netflix already. But I can wait. I like watching really funny programs, so great nerd show. Yeah,
we can stream it? Alright, that's awesome. As any great nerd show should be able to be streamed. Let's all just admit that.
Yeah, I think that's good. Speaking of nerd shows, okay, so here's one of these things that I've gotten into a debate with my friends over. There's a show on the CW or some show like that where it's called The 100, and it's this super campy sci-fi premise. It's based on like in the future, like after like nuclear war or something like that, people all escaped to this like space station, and they live on the space station now. And then about 100 years after this nuclear war, they then come back. They then send like a team of kids back down to Earth to see if it can be repopulated.
Seems like a legit thing for kids to do.
It's so, the premise is so weird and silly, and I don't know, for some reason I just got really into it, and I watched the first season and I actually really liked it, and I recommended it to some of my friends, and despite the fact that they claimed the whole time, they were like, this is so dumb, I can't believe this is actually a television show. They watched the whole season, and now they're watching season 2.
Yep.
So, you know, it's just kind of one of those things that I guess grows on you or something.
Were you a Firefly? Did you watch Firefly?
I did not.
Uh-huh.
It's a good show. I got into it too. Oh, you like the 100 too? Yeah, see. I was big into some of the other shows. Like the 4400 on USA back in the day was one of, like, I was fascinated with that show. It was so cool. It was about people who got abducted by aliens and then they got returned to a specific time. It was really good.
I can't, really alien abduction, I can't do because it, like, then I overthink it. Like, my overactive imagination starts going.
The Glades. I haven't seen The Glades. Any post-apocalyptic show, and I'm game.
Yeah.
Jericho is on Netflix. I don't know if you've seen that one, but my parents loved it, and that one was really good too.
So I started watching The Walking Dead. Like, I didn't watch it, but someone gave me the DVDs. So then I watched the first 3 seasons basically back to back in the same week, and then literally was convinced I needed to put a barbed wire fence up around the farm. And I thought about it for a longer period of time than someone should think about something like that. And then I was like, there isn't a zombie. You don't have to put a barbed wire fence up around your house. That's a lot of money, and it's ugly as shit. Why would you do that? This is my problem with watching those things. I get emotionally attached to the storyline enough that I think I need to... I have a bug out bag in the house. I mean, I'm fairly well prepped.
You're really weird.
No. You guys all treat it like actual TV shows. I treat it like it's like real things that are going to happen in my life in the next 6 months. I can't.
CSI meets...
Bad, good CSI meets Columbo.
Okay. I actually kind of liked CSI for a while. My grandmother was fascinated by it. I'm not exactly sure why. I mean, she could barely actually see, but she was watching the program all the time.
When she would listen to, like, the storylines?
I guess.
Oh,
I mean,
super interesting.
it didn't really... I mean, she had Alzheimer's for 10 years, so it didn't really, like, register with her either.
Yeah.
Love the bug out
bag. My dad did this for me for Christmas. I thought, I'm a little bit of a prepper.
I'm not sure who said that.
Like, I will, I mean, I'm on a farm, so I have to have a generator. I have to have, you know, I'm fairly off the grid. And it's Survivor's on Netflix.
BB show. Oh, okay.
I went for Christmas. My dad was like, hey, I got you something for Christmas. And I walked into the room and he has all the gear for the bug out bags for me, him, and my brother spread out. And I was like, you know, sometimes I wonder why I am the way I am. And then I come over here and I'm like, no, this shit makes perfect sense. At some point I'll post on the blog. I'm going to take pictures of all the stuff in the bug out bag. It's insane. I mean, I'm fully ready to pick up and go. And it sits right by my door. I could pick up and go at any point in time. I would grab a chicken or two on my way out, and then I feel like I'd be set. It's real.
Okay. I mean, and this is just in case there's, like, some kind of, like, apocalypse.
Anything. Doesn't matter. I'm set. Any reason you would have to bug out.
Okay. I'm definitely one of those people who would die really early in this video game.
I have had hypothetical conversations with my friends that have turned into real plans about how they're going to get to the farm in the event of and how long I should wait for them here. So, like, 48 hours post communications go down, they need to be at the farm. And they have meeting places within this. I'm just saying, this is what we do when we drink together.
Now I know what I'm in store for the rest of the week.
Hi from Mexico. Hi to you,
Mexico.
too.
Where is it I'm coming? Nice.
This is where you need to be, I'm telling you. We've got the go bags.
I've actually read conversations about some of that kind of conversations go insane. Yeah, they do.
Because you start really thinking about it, and then you're like, we've got to have a plan for this. And we have a fairly legit plan. I don't want the apocalypse to happen, but should it, I think several people I know will make it out here.
I mean, it's one of my many options, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Who starts killing who first? If I know you, you're safe to come on the farm. Everyone else is effing gone. It's every man for himself when the apocalypse happens.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to be a bleeding heart for that.
Yeah. I don't know. There's probably like plain old rules. Like if you have hair that's still straight out of 1980s, we can probably do without you.
I feel like you have to bring one useful skill that's different from a skill that someone in the group already has.
That's actually
right?
a pretty good suggestion. Yeah.
So it's like, we have a mechanic? If you're good at mechanic, great. Do we have someone who knows some medical things? Great. I provide the farm, which is how I got into this. Because anyone can build shit, let's be honest. That's not like a apocalypse survival skill.
Mm-hmm.
I have a lot of books about it, though, that I feel like make me useful.
About the apocalypse.
I have like the Country Living Handbook, which tells you how to make meatloaf out of opossums if you need to.
I'll come up and say I could totally blog box. Because that's going to be the excellent...
Yeah, that's what we're going to be doing in the apocalypse, blogging.
Mm-hmm. Yep. We won't be able to help ourselves. It won't be connected to anything.
It doesn't matter.
Typing.
Yeah, I would still do it anyway.
Yeah.
It's good processing for me when I write things. My beer's empty, which is a sad thing for me. I feel like Okay. I'll just sit here and continue to eat popcorn.
No, I think that we should definitely go get more beer. Okay, so this has been a very long, unexpected conversation where we've just rambled, and this was actually really fun.
That's what we do.
So we might actually do it again tomorrow night. We'll definitely let you guys know. I'd love to have you guys come back and we'll just chat, and it'll be fun.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's been fun. Wish you guys were hanging with us too. It'd be so lovely to have you here.
Party on the farm. I've never been on Periscope. Yeah, we've never talked for this long.
I've never talked this long for so long either. Okay, so we're probably gonna try and do another one, and we'll just ramble again tomorrow.
It's gonna be from inside the bathtub, both of us sitting in the bathtub tiling. And talking.
I mean, like after having done like a tiling job.
Let me rephrase that for those of you who weren't here earlier. We're gonna be tiling a bathtub. We're not just sitting in a bubble bath together. That's fucking weird.
Okay, so
this all of a sudden just became a porn channel.
Where we're talking about the apocalypse.
Goodbye.
It's the apocalypse in porn. So, anyway.
It was a joke. It was a joke.
This has really gotten derailed. Okay. So,
Sarah's never letting me on her Periscope again.
No, I totally am. So we're probably going to try and do this again tomorrow night. And we might have more beer then. But just because it'll be more fun. Because we'll be tired. So, yeah, we'll talk to you guys tomorrow and all that kind of stuff. Both at the same time, Periscope and tiling. Yeah, because it's fascinating.
It really is. It's not like you're doing the same thing over and over again for fucking hours with no end. That's not what tiling's like at all. It's an adventure every single
Thanks for
time.
joining us, guys. If you plan on joining us tomorrow, we'd love to have some more questions. So if you guys think of some other stuff like that, that'll keep it going. So talk to you then.